Hey, domo minasan K desu. As you know, we are doing the Spitting Bullets challenge, which is up on my channel right now. So if you want to go check that out. Anyways, um, what that is that I'm trying to, within a time span of around a month-ish, um, try to rank as high as I can, very seriously, very tryhardish on Apex. But I also feel like there's a lot to be learned from others, and we can also make it a much more fun experience. Um, so, therefore, I'm planning to make this kind of a series where we maybe begin with, in no particular order, but I'm thinking it'd be good to have a mixture between like really good players like Russ or Shibuya Hal, or maybe even like high elo diamond players. And then we'll move into some players who are around my elo. So we'll have a mix. And so we have a full range of VTubers to choose from, because then I'm thinking also of, we're trying to actively learn what type of stuff works and what doesn't for my playstyle. And maybe I'll, pick some out and put it into my playstyle. So hopefully I'll be a better player as well. And so of course we can enjoy some good quality VTuber content as well. So it's not just an excuse to watch VTubers. So I guess you could count it as like learning plus reaction of VOD review-ish thing. I mean, this is about as good as it gets. Probably won't be needing the other one. Oh, you might notice my banner down there. Quick promo, if you want to skip it, you can skip ahead like a couple of seconds. But anyways, please consider liking and subscribing, because it really helps me out since I've just moved out myself. It really means a lot, basically, to be doing something that I love and which I can see you guys enjoy too. And so hopefully we can get straight into it. I don't want to drag this on for too long, but since it's the first of the series, I suppose, of the like VOD review reaction learning series, I'm gonna try as much as possible to be, what would you say, friendly to people who haven't a clue about stuff. So I'm really sorry if you already know like everything that I'm talking about. You can just like skip ahead to like where the game actually begins, or if you like my rambling, then you can listen. What we are looking at today is going to be Team Otaku Killers, or 20 Otaku Killers. Team 20 Otaku Killers.
やだこの1。
パパ、お小遣い待ってるよ、パパ。
パパ、お年玉もらってない。
うるさい。
No. She's got another papa.
その年でもらえんだろ、お年玉はさすがに。
I don't recognize the voice necessarily.
お前もう32だろ、お前。
誰と間違えてんだよ。
Classic banter. Oh, interestingly, this is the same crafting that I got. Wait, do every player get the same crafting?
違うってだから。
スカーの配信のコメント欄でパパって
Is that how it
ツイート
works?
されてるからもうパパですよ。
そもそも待って、そのスタンプを用意してる時点でそういうことなの。
Okay, so since this is a custom, I guess it makes sense to also review like the picks as well. I mean, if you're solo queuing, it doesn't really matter too much up until like maybe diamond 3 and up. Like the higher up you go, the less of a difference it makes, and everyone is really good. So then it comes up to not only the mechanical but also what's the decision making here, and what's the synergy of how you and your playstyle and of that kind of stuff. It looks like they're running with Crypto, Bloodhound, and Wraith. and Hoshikawa-san is going to be playing Bloodhound. I like that. Well, how about we start with the dislikes? I dislike up until like maybe Diamond 3 and up. Like the higher up you go, the less of a difference it makes, and everyone is really good. So then it comes up to, you know, not only the mechanical but also what's the decision making here, and you know, what's the synergy of how you and your playstyle and of that kind of stuff. It looks like they're running with Crypto, Bloodhound, and Wraith. And Hoshikawa-san is going to be playing Bloodhound. I like that. Well, how about we start with the dislikes? I dislike that it's an aggressive team comp that doesn't really have too many escapes except Wraith's portal. I really like the Wraith for that reason, but then I also feel like it could be a little bit of a waste because both of these are information types, as in they can scan beacons. I do think that the crypto is good, especially in like team matches, or like customs. What did I say? Team matches. All of them are team. Even solo is a team. Well, I mean, Bloodhound is just overall really strong, but there isn't necessarily any synergy in between here. But then, obviously, I don't know the meta in Japan because I've heard, at least a couple of months ago in maybe season 6 or so, then I was pretty updated on the meta in the US, especially the pro scene, versus the meta, or I guess the meta in the US defines like the whole Western meta, including like UK and EU. But in Japan and Korea, I guess you could lump them in. Like, they have a completely different playstyle. At the time, it was like US going Caustic, Watson, and like Wraith. Whilst in Japan, like Mirage was all the rage. Mirage and Revenant, as well as who was it? Mirage, Revenant, and it could have been Crypto or Pathfinder. I don't remember, but Mirage and Wraith were like the biggest thing in Japan and Korea at the time. I'm not too sure if it still is, because I mean Caustic has gotten a buff and they've nerfed Pathy a little bit, but people still play him, and they've nerfed Wraith a little bit, but people still play her. So I'm a bit unsure. Then again, considering the player levels, I do know that Gundomire isn't like a regular Apex player, so she's just like casual. So I really respect that she's gotten herself a team to put herself into this hellhole that is the VTuber match. And then Hoshikawa as well, she isn't like a regular FPS player. Talking about that, I might do VOD reviews of maybe the like first FPS female like VTuber that I think of is obviously going to be Minotauro. So that might be on the horizon as well. Maybe I'll do like time tags of, where, whoopsies. Why did I do that? I'm so stupid. Okay, come on. I wanna get, okay. Is this another match? Or did they actually swap for Jibby? Oh no, they might have swapped for Jibby. See, that makes much more sense than going 2 information types. I was like, okay, that's like super weird. Because you already have one. Bloodhound can scan. And then I really would have liked to see a defense type. And Gibraltar is one of the best. Especially... I'm strong. You should also say that, guys. Oratsue. Ooh, someone that I also want to do a review of is Bora from the Korean Nijisanji. I would say she might even be better than Minato Aqua in terms of Apex skill. She's crazy, man. Unfortunately, I don't understand Korean, so. But I'm pretty sure she mixes Japanese and Korean in her streams sometimes.
これゲームだからそういう
So this is the new map that came out. Well, it's not that new anymore.
プロは全員個人折りします。
I like that. I didn't catch what they were saying. I like that they already have a place to aim for because you really have to be decisive. It's really like first come first serve type of thing in terms of going to areas, and there are distinct loot paths, and you know certain. It's not like you can go anywhere without taking a certain amount of sacrifice because really like movement makes up like 50% or more than 50% of this game.
ちなみにプロは全員個人折りします。で、毎回降りる場所が違うんで、降りるタイミングが毎回違うんですよ。はい。
I'm pretty sure that dive tail is oh right, so another thing I should mention is that I think they tried their best in terms of balancing the teams to make it slightly more fair, but obviously it also has to do a bunch with chemistry and like how people can if people get along well together. Because if you have two like who are I don't know pred rank that don't really get along too well, they might not even be able to get into the top 5 because of bad teamwork and stuff. So that's also a factor. But since we have two relatively weak players, relatively speaking, obviously, compared to, what the normal is, then we have a much stronger. I believe that's Master.
ガーデンかあれ
Correct me if I'm wrong. I like these towers over here.
元気で
じゃあな、また会おうな。
少し後で
今日なんかここで紫アーマー見つけてないんだよ
I'm going to find out later who that is that they're playing with. I wonder if it is I wonder if it is Pocket.
な。リフ
Cause
紫だやった
おー
cause
ナイス。
he/she is yeah.
あカクカクしてない
飛んでもいいからね。
いや、
あー飛ぶんだ
いや、リフトは2ポリって言うから。
Oh wait, is Pakel there?
まとま
I hear 4 people speaking. Is one of them the host or not the host? Is one of them the coach? That could be the case.
いやー
Oh, that could definitely be the case. That's gonna help us out a lot in our review as well. But
飛んでもいいっていうのはあれ
I'm not completely fluent in Japanese, so we'll see how much I can
なんとか
catch.
みたいなじゃなくてってこと
いや、それ合ってる。
今案外当たんないよねあれねはあ、よけれるよなきっと
あれで当てる人はいないから大丈夫。
だよね当てれた試しないもん自分で
So Ursi are gathering a blue shotgun bolt, so
はい
I suppose that she's going for some kind of heavy ammo plus
なんか
Mastiff maybe.
人は一回いい順位まで行ったからそんな自信ないわけではないな
There's not too much happening here. It's a decently good loot path. There's a lot of stuff here. They're fairly split up though, but I presume that they've checked the corners and stuff. I would definitely like one thing to if this was like a proper VOD review, which it kind of is, I guess, is that I would definitely check around myself a bit more, as well as before dropping and during dropping. I would definitely check the corners a bit more. You know, how many teams are there, like behind, forwards? How many are going there? How many going there? Maybe we could go for a potential third party to gather up some kill points.
何？なんか
Nice
大丈
master.
夫？
8いやマービンから紫アーマーと紫バッグが出て大歓喜してた。
おお。
Wait. Oh,
ねえもう
I didn't know you
静
could do
か
that.
なマービンちょっと壊れてる
青
That's
で
cool.
すよ。青で。
はい。
She should have pinged the vaults
頑張り
in
ま
case
す
people needed
白
that.
でずっと白なんですけど。
待って救急どっかにあった？
あ、はい、2個目のタワーの2番目だったと思う。2番目か。
オッケー。ごめん完全に。
Yeah, it's so looks like we're going for flatline and
あ
mastiff.
やばいやばい。
which
ウィング
is
が持ってんだ
pretty good.
この辺にいといてもらっても良いです。坂上くらい。
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
ありがとう。
And obviously, when you're going for these type of games, then you try to split up the resources
この家
between like the three of you, so you can't all go like heavy ammo. Maybe you could all go shotgun. Like the best loadout would be someone goes sniper, and so if you have a jibby, you probably want to go sniper or scout, and I mean scout is a type of sniper, I guess. It's kind of in the gray zone for being a sniper. It's not a proper sniper, I would say. A scout or a sniper and mastiff maybe. And then for Wraith, I'd go, because of the high movement. We heard the Wraith call out that she wanted an R99, so I would definitely agree. I'd say R99 and Wingman, if you have the skill, which seemingly the Wraith has, judging by rank. Because then you won't all have to go shotguns. And then for Bloodhound, I mean, it really depends, because with your ulti you have so much mobility, but going for a heavy ammo, or you could go for an energy ammo. Like, I would personally probably have done some like type of energy ammo instead of the flatline, but the flatline is definitely really good, especially when hit aiming, so I'm not blaming her, but I just think that the Volt, for example, is just a bit stronger. So they could definitely go for, that, unless of course the Jibby takes energy ammo, then yeah, because it's pretty hard to hit sniper shots.
上がれたら見ていても
But optimally, that's probably what I would go for. Especially because Gibraltar has his own shield. He's really good with snipers. Can charge up evolutions, or like shield evolutions for
あ、ショートする。
teammates. So
オッケーオッケー
okay.
いつもできていつもできて
Right there, what happened was that, okay, there's someone over there. So since they're so split up, they're falling back. This is very bad positioning.
今乗るか
One is that they don't have any cover whatsoever. Two is that well, they're up there and they're down there, and it's like whoever has most gravitational potential, or whoever has like height, usually is a step above the other, quite literally
これ
sometimes.
見てちょっと
So they're opting for the car.
出ないでも角輪が出たんで
Oh, nice. She got a hemlock. Well, this is the thing, right? It doesn't matter too much like what weapon you truly pick in regards to, yeah, sure, it hurts resources a bit by taking heavy ammo for both of them, but really, if you feel like you play better on that gun, it doesn't really matter.
乗車
間違えた。
That's just for like,
オッケー。
she said, I don't want to drive. Oof. Oof. Ouch. Yeah, that's what I meant by like bad positioning. But that's really good actually to put the. Oh my god, they're loud. They're louder than me.
この家入っちゃう先に
That's really good to put the jib shield on there. Otherwise, they would have taken a
あ
beating
ある大丈夫
or more of a beating.
自信なさすぎるこの1個下の家まで行きたいあマスティフ救急大丈夫あるある
So Wraith R99 and then Hemlock for Jibby and Flatland for
嘘
Bloodhound.
ここにいるな
さっきの人たち
キムパーティー
多分ね
I dislike that she isn't. I dislike the fact that there's no like map looking, because usually like maybe every minute or so you should try to like peek at the map a bit, plan ahead for your routes.
やり合うよねだよねだよねだよねすごいすごいすごいすごい
はい
もうアンチ入るんであれば目で
I suppose the guy we're hearing right now is the coach.
見ていなかったら車で行って
So
はいもうアンチ入るんで
I forgot
yeah.
what she asked.
やり合うよねだよねだよねだよねすごいすごいすごいすごい
はい
もうアンチ入るんであれば目で見ていなかったら車で行った方が車あったらいろいろ便利なこと多いから
Right, so what he's saying is that you don't really need to worry about the team over there or about rotating too much because you are already safe inside the range of the ring. So, but it would be good to have the car with you, so in case you have to run.
持っていけるんだったら持って行った方がいいいるんだったらちょっと話は別で
But you don't necessarily have to take the car, he said. But it would be good to have it. So, and I'd say I agree, especially with such a big and flat map, relatively speaking, especially to like World's Edge and the other. I really think that this is a map where if you don't move correctly, you're gonna walk for so long or run for so long without finding anything.
いやマジで今私なんだっけブーンって加速しちゃったのに乗せてくれてありがとうございますドーム
ああいえ
あれ加速した瞬間だと乗んないんですよ
あそうなんだわ
おーかっけーこれ楽しいな
He's like, oh, this is so cool.
いるな
Oh, good eyes. There's someone over there.
あ中に
Oh no, there's another one in there.
いやうまく
この
ない
家まで行
乗せれ
くナイスナイスナイスそう
They're crashing a lot.
家の中入れる家の中入れる大丈夫
Oh, this is bad. They're sandwiched between two teams, and they made so much noise when driving as well.
混んでるね
And they don't have heights, really. They've locked themselves inside here. That's a good scan, though.
あいつだねあの
Is that a solo?
嘘当たるんかい
It's probably not. Very likely not.
あ飛んできてるな飛んできてはないか
Yeah, so we know there's a team in there, and then one behind. They're kind of sandwiched, but
何言ってんの
I think there are two teams fighting over there. So yeah, they might be able to third party.
前の家行きたい
It's a bit risky. They called out that they're going here.
あ後ろ
Yeah.
から撃たれてる
Yeah. So Jibi or Gunomira just said like, oh, there's someone behind shooting, and that's why I'm not like fully on. But if you commit, you really have to commit to this, and be kind of quick about this.
ありました
Indecisiveness here is definitely the killer, especially if you're sandwiched.
いらなかったなーいらなかったなーワンチャン
間違えました間違えました医療
入るべき
ここにいる
はい入って
Okay.
る
入っていいよ入っていい
So
入っていい入っていい
one thing that's great is that the Wraith, who obviously has more experience, is leading the team. and so she goes out and scouts first. I really like that because, yeah, sure, you might get to somewhere where you don't have cover, but Rafe actually has an escape using her Q. So
Thank you.
nice, and they took height. I really like this. Good Rafe, good experience. Much wow,
入るか
very Doge.
はい帰ります
うん。
They said we're going back because, you know, taking the charge rifle harassment isn't something that we want to do.
あー
いや惜しい。
別え別個らしい
There's another party there, yeah. It's like third party on third party.
バッてなくなっちゃったな
Nice
から
shots.
あるけど
あいつ
いや
ノック多分してるけど。
ナイスナイス
知りてえな。あ知りてえ。
This one knocked. This one,
死んだぞあいつ
やり合ってるな
there's another guy
あ
behind
で
there.
も奥のあの家の中逃げてったね
I really would like to see the map right now, but I mean, obviously we could use this for ourselves, but it's very small. There's a team there. It's a team over with a charge rifle, like way back, somewhere over there, maybe there. And then we also know that there is potentially a team over there. We don't know if they killed them or something, or maybe they rotated. And so, yeah, you really. Personally, I feel like I want to do this decision to take it easy and always have something that you can fall back upon. You don't want to. I don't feel like you want to commit even if it's like a third party, because then you could get third partied or fourth partied, I guess.
取れてるしおこれあるよ
いや大丈夫。
見てるで
Marvin Gaye. Can't sing the songs because they're copyrighted and YouTube will take me down. YouTube will take me down.
違いんだろう混むかな
Oh, crypto drone.
この家入った敵
Seems like they're gonna wait it out a bit here.
こう横は窓開いてないけどその
I'm just gonna have a quick look at the map.
こう横は
So finally, she looked at the map. Great, good on her, good on Hoshikawa. In terms of scans, we can't really utilize this. That's way too far away. Same with that one. We know that there's a team going to be there. There's 16 squads except for ourselves here. It's very likely that there are a bunch over there because there's so much loot and there's also crafting, taking into account. And because it's so high level, it tends to be like only during the third and fourth ring where will there be like the bulk of the fighting, because everybody is so good at preserving and moving inside the ring. But eventually it just gets so crowded that you don't have no choice but to fight. Personally, I don't really like this position. If they can take a higher place, that would be better. Especially if like the other team has a caustic or just like bombard them with nades. They can't really do anything. They're just cooped up here. In case like the enemy has info, which they don't really have.
で2段目登れて
Yeah, that's better. That's better.
もう一個登るにはここからキュッて
ヘビアも大丈夫。
変えて
ヘビアもねちょっと足りない135
うん
Good communication.
ありがとう
あるんだよな
あったありがとうなんもない
Oh, so they're moving.
あ待って。
Oh, there's another team over there. So I suppose that some team over there probably moved over there. That's a triple take. You probably don't want to take that fight as a hemlock. I mean, you could try. Yeah, there's still like a weird, triangle thing going on here. It's at this point I wouldn't advise fighting because it's just going to be scrimmage of shooting a bit, and then eventually you use up some shields, you use up some of your ammo, especially in this case where both of these are using heavy ammo. it's really not optimal. And then maybe some other team comes in, and then you notice like, oh, I don't have enough shields, or oh, I need to heal, or oh, I don't have enough ammo. So I wouldn't advise like fighting this unless you're going in there to
大丈夫
kill.
大丈夫ないよ
Yeah, good call by Rafe. He said daijoubu, like it's okay, you don't have to. Miscommunication.
マービン
I'm
って
trying to
何
close it.
それ
I'm trying to open.
復活するの
うん
あでもなんかゲージ出てるね。
あと3分の1ぐらい
うん
充電中。
2かなそれ多分
あー逆に
どっちなんだろうねこれ。
Charging. What is it charging? Yeah, we're in the ring. If we take another look at the map here, it's good that she's starting to look at the map more here. So I'm not too familiar with like where the is it the 4 for the last ring where it's going to be. I believe this is the 3rd ring, and then the 4th ring is. I mean, I've seen different stuff. Like I believe that I've seen like one over there and one over there. I'm pretty sure that I've actually seen some type of end ring over somewhere over here as well. I don't think I've seen end rings over here. Correct me if I'm wrong though, because I haven't nearly played enough map, especially on this map, to know. But since they're safely cooped up here, I guess it's just a matter of, you know, try to gather as much information on other teams as possible nearby to know, you know, where should we rotate in case shit hits the fan.
ねいっぱいいるやん
Ouch. Yeah, they haven't moved. Those peeps are cooped up as well.
車が降りますわね。おとりになられて。
うんいますね
あ、マービン行けるようになりました。あ、この家入った。隣の家。
おお
Oh. Marvin dropped some stuff.
あ、出ないね。
あそこ
あ、
So she has 5 cells left, which is
いやアンチが
cutting it pretty close.
待ってなんか
Oh, there's someone close. Yep. Nice call. That might be a solo, or it might be.
今ウルトった
あ、ウルト降りました。
Yeah, okay.
大丈夫かな
That was
あいいけど大丈夫だ
that
よ
was friendly ult.
で
I
なんかここスキャンできる
don't think that was a good ult by Gibraltar. But at least it scared them away, so it had a purpose.
いるんだ
I'd probably have saved it for
わ
later.
ちょっと待ってて
はい
あアーマーもらっていい
あそう
I really think that Gibolts should be used either for disengagement or for when you know that you've cornered someone and then you throw it, or maybe in the end ring. It's also really good. But for chasing people away, it's not the best option because there's quite a cooldown on that thing, and the range ain't too
なん
good.
だけど
I mean, the Bangalore ult, which is similar,
あ
is probably better for chasing
え、
people
めっ
away.
ちゃいるね。なんだ
Alright, so our Riff is going and scouting a bit, as well as farming up the
普通は大丈夫
armor, so that's good. Oh no, she changed armor.
やってんね
うん
Maybe she got into a small fight over there. Right now we don't really see much changing, but I'm kind of concerned about resources here.
あそこいっぱいいらん
そう。
Oh,
6
I
人い
think
る
there are 2 teams over there,
戦ってる
at least. And then there might be some solo or duo hiding. In
ワンちゃん隣の家行った方がいい隣の家いるわ
And then they have neighbors to the right as
で
well.
さあちゃんすぐそこから
あと
スキャン
3秒
だったら撃っちゃっていいよ
うん
バンバン
Someone's really close here.
あー、ごめんなさい。
大和田さんって言ってたな。はい。あれここのドアっていつ壊れた？
わかんない。
のね、
I know,
敵が
a crypto
ウルト
drone.
ってそれで壊れた。
If the crypto drone comes up top, they can't shoot the drone, and if they ult, ooh, this is bad news.
あ、来た入り口
Okay. I'll take height here. I'll scale up to the second, or I'll go out. Definitely wouldn't fight this. Definitely wouldn't fight this.
いやダメだ。
Get out of there.
あ、嘘
Yeah, they have neighbors there to the right, so it's definitely not optimal. I tried to. Yeah, that's you kind of want to stick with your teammates in that type of situation, especially. That's very unfortunate, but
じゃあ
overall they played it decently well.
おそらくここまで来るしかない。
Yeah, so okay, what Rafe is saying that instead of porting and going into the house like they did there, they should have taken the port to escape the team over there, and then just slide down to take cover behind the boxes. Even though it's a very compromised position, at least they wouldn't die.
ここ先下っていって。
Because right there, what happens is that they got chased away, and then since they're already damaged, the team over to the right was just like, oh yeah, fine, we'll take you. So that's sort of what happened. And
あの塀に隠れてもらって。
この兵
let's see if we can.
そうそうそうそう。
Worst case scenario, Jibby can dome and then resurrect.
箱んとこかな。箱んとこまで来てもらって。間に合うかな私。
それだな
This is kind
ド
of
ーム
risky.
があれば
ドームがある
ある。じゃあドームで。
Yeah, yeah.
ギリギリ。ごめん。オッケー、ナイスナイスナイスナイス。
Yeah, the problem here is that Rafe is like, okay, you can res me even though it's really risky. You essentially have A and B, two choices. One is that you let Rafe creep back there at the chance of people shooting Rafe's back, which means that she'll instantly die, and then you'll be one with almost like no chance of getting much further. But the second choice is playing it safe, but then you put the dome out, signaling to other teams nearby that, you know, you're resing here, instead of doing it stealthily.
いや、今
So,
のマジで早いな。
yeah. It's a dilemma.
おるね
It is a dilemma.
さらちゃん申し訳ない。
いや全然ごめん。
Her face is frozen.
回収いけなかった
Struggles of a VTuber, I know all too well.
これやり合ってんのか。これジャンプすると吸い込まれちゃうので気をつけてください。
Yeah. You don't wanna jump too close to that thing, because then you get sucked in.
フラグじゃないですどこまで
Yeah, wanna get away from that compromised position as much as possible. It's good to do a wide rotation over here. Try
家
to
外れてんだよな。
do it slower, and let's see if we can just survive. Since they're a duo now, it's very hard if they get into a fight versus three peeps, especially because they don't have a height advantage over here, and there's not really much to cover oneself with except these like huge things that are sticking out. I don't know what to call
ドー
them.
ムありますよ。
あります
Good communication.
ちゃうな。
Do you have a dome? I have a dome.
ここにこっそりしゃがんだ
Okay.
と。
So they're gonna try to third party this.
あー待ってそこにい
Maybe.
るのに目あった今
OK
Oh, okay. So she said that there's another party that noticed them. Rep is gonna try to port up here. Very good call to take the height.
せやねあそこ見られてる
Yep. And then watch out for the boxes there. Rafe knows what she's doing. I like it. Blue shield is really hard.
いやー撃たれてるごめんなさい
ワンチャンやれるかな。
This is, yeah, they're calling a lot of attention to themselves by being at top, which is kind of a compromise that you have to make. GB has 6 shields. Yeah. So GB is probably gonna donate some shields to Rafe. Wow. She's being rushed. This might be the end here. Yeah. GG. I mean, if we're gonna go back just to here, I think that's they did really well to stick together here and just play for placements. This is also a good call, and it's kind of I guess you kind of want to shoot here because that way you can at least get a purple shield, so it wouldn't be too hard. What I wouldn't do here is actually drop down. I'd rather just like stick here instead of going into. Yeah, instead of doing this, I would definitely not. I would just like stay up there. There's no point in firsting that, I think, because you don't really get the kill point for that either. If they had stayed up top, they wouldn't have been split up. She was focused on dropping shields for Riff, so that's another thing. If she had heard the guy climbing up there, she might have made things different. Immediately, this is kind of like really, really bad. What should be going, well, at least what's going through my head is, okay, almost no shield left. Blue shield, purple shield. If that guy's a full purple shield, she barely, this guy barely received any damage from Gibraltar. That means that the only option here is you either run or you try to beam him to chase this guy away, like that. Okay, now the first Peacekeeper shot is missed. Here I would definitely chase, because once you commit, especially with a Peacekeeper, I mean, if you get that lucky shot with like 100 damage, you might down them. Instead, she picks up the shields and starts healing, which is not really optimal. Either you abandon Gibraltar, take the shields and abandon Gibraltar, or don't even take the shields and just start healing directly so that Gibraltar can put the dome out as soon as possible. But obviously in this situation, I'm pretty sure that I would have played worse because you're really pressured. You can't really think straight. I mean, it's all good to say in hindsight that, you know, I would have done this and that, but of course that's why we review stuff to know what to do in these situations. That's unlucky that they couldn't get the shot. Yeah, that was good strafing. She didn't head straight. She jumped and then to what would be her right. And then to the right, and then to her, sorry, to her left, and then to her right. So that was good strafing by the Wraith there. I feel like that one was so short. I expected more. Yeah, but all in all, was still enjoyable. I like the banter, and of course, if we aren't watching like Hoshikawa or Gunomere just, you know, for the plays, obviously it's a big bonus, but it's really for, you know, having a good time, versus the like really high players who are kind of might even feel the pressure to, you know, perform a little bit to live up to their name, being a streamer and all. Yeah, it was Gorilla.
いやもうわからん
Oh, maybe it wasn't. Oh, that was the death box of Gorilla. Gorilla is another super strong Apex player in Japan. Or streamer, I should say. I guess VTuber as well. But he just has a Gorilla avatar. I'm not too sure. I guess it counts as a VTuber as well. I'm wondering if they're gonna do. I'm wondering if they're gonna do if they're gonna do like a review like post match. That'd be interesting to hear.
そうだね、さっきのはもうしょうがないけど戦うしかないんだけど、の前
So here's what the coach is saying. I'll try to translate it and put and then I'll see if we'll see if we can agree with the coach.
になんか入りすぎちゃったかなっていうのが一個あって、そうだね、さっきのはもうしょうがないけど戦うしかないんだけど、
So even I'll just translate. So even though it was impossible not to fight in that kind of situation and you did your best.
の前になんか入りすぎちゃったかなっていう。
Before that, you really went into too fast into the fight.
のが一個あって、
That's kind of what we're saying too, and also the thing with the positioning of dropping down and
3
fighting.
つには並んだんだけど、
Like they did it really well to like rotate wide, and then they shouldn't have taken height that fast actually.
真ん中
But obviously Rafe isn't used to playing with people who are quite a bit who need quite a bit of like guidance, right? So obviously Jibby would just follow Rafe wherever Rafe goes, but Jibby can't really follow up.
取ってると一番確かに3つには並んだんだけど、真ん中取ってると一番確かに真ん中近いんだけど、挟まれるんよね。真ん中取ってると一番確かに真ん中近いんだけど。
Right. So what the coach is saying is that back here
いや
they should really have stayed a bit longer before really engaging into the fight. Save the Wraith portal.
外れてんだよな
Like don't the problem with going in the middle is what he said is that everybody is going to try to take the middle and especially that place. So what would be better is rotate wide, rotate very late, go somewhere where you where you won't be forced to fight that many people at once at least. Maybe you'll still be forced to fight because there's 9
こっそり
remaining. But just like take somewhere where you
しゃがんどこ
or just choose to play defensive instead of this kind of slightly more aggressive style, which I definitely agree on.
あとは漁夫ataqueに注意したら
Let's see. I think we skipped ahead of it.
考えて勝負仕掛けたら真ん中近いんだけど
Right, here we are.
挟まれるんよね。
Yeah. Obviously everyone's gonna be in the middle.
だから端っこの方がいいんだよね。
Yeah, so he said, okay, so it's better to just be on your feet and run.
端っこの方がいいんだよねっていう。
Oh, poor Rafe. I bet she's feeling. I mean, I would too feel the responsibility of trying to lead and. I don't want to use the word carry because that signifies that the other two might be weights, which they obviously aren't. But to lead them towards a better end or result.
そうなると真ん中もし真ん中端っこでずれた時勝負仕掛けたら反対側も多数受けるんだ。
What did he say?
そうなると真ん中もし真ん中端っこでずれた時勝負仕掛けたら反対側も多数受けるんだ。
I didn't.
なんで真ん中にチームを外の人ら同士で殺せる。真ん中に反対側も多数受けるんだ。そうなんで真ん中にチームを外 外の人ら同士で殺せることができるから、外のがいいんだよ。
Okay, so it's saying you should have you shouldn't like aim to go in. Instead, aim to run around. Even like in this case where you opt for the middle of the circle, then opt to be on your feet and run around on the outside and not be in the inside, or like maybe on the as well as like the second floor inside, right? Because that way you have more freedom to move around.
なんで自分たちだけじゃなくて他の敵のことも考えて動くともっと動きやすい。
So it's not right. This is a good point to bring up, which I didn't think about. Obviously, he's a coach, and I'm not really an Apex coach, or at least he's a very experienced player. So it's not, the game isn't just about like you moving well. So you can't lock yourself up inside all the time, because you and this is what I was talking about. Like I would definitely like to see more information gathering back when we were, you know, when they were camping inside with Marvin Gaye in the huts, trying to withstand the triple take and the charge rifle harassments. So it's not really about just you moving well. It's about watching where others move and making a decision.
なるかな。そう。自分たち
So
の選手
he's saying some really cool stuff. I like it.
が見えたら難しいんだけどね、すっごい。
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's like, yeah, but that's very hard to do, obviously.
まあでもあれはもうファイトね、ちなみに。そう、いやでも多分ね、本番に近い感じだからね、結構いいかな。環境としては。多分ね、みんなこれ頭無理だから、こんだけ密集したら。
Yeah, so he also said the point where about, which is like, but when you're forced into those kind of situations, how can you really like, you need to make split second decisions, and you can't really always make the optimal decisions. So
みんな同
it's
じよ
hard.
それは。
Yeah,
もう
everyone's like
わかん
that.
ねえなんか
You know, it's very hard to know.
そうあとは漁夫怖いのはあるんだけど、密集してればしてるほど、なんだろう、漁夫行こうとする人数が多すぎて漁夫行けないみたいなのもあるんだ。そう、これ戦ってると漁夫行きたいけど横にも漁夫待ってるやつおるっていうのが結構あるんだ。だから戦っても案外漁夫来なかったりすることも、その数が多ければ。
Okay, so another thing that he said was exactly what I brought up as well. He's talking about third partying. So a lot of the times you kind of want to go third party, and we did see the Wraith go by herself to third party, I believe, when GB and Bloodhound was still camping inside there. Right, so Wraith tried to, you know, port to the neighboring huts to see what's going on, and maybe down someone, or maybe get height, or just scouting and perhaps getting some kind of kill points. But he's then saying like you don't always need, well, you always need to think about like third partying. They can be especially in these type of situations and in this game, there's a lot of the times where the third party gets third partied. And so dealing with these situations is hard. You don't always like go in and etc.
いやでもこの局面を初めてやったからしょうがないと思うけど、密集してるの。誰もがテンパリ。
いやもうトータル高くなったら家の上だったなマジで。
まあそうだね。
いた気がした。
中はね、そう、なんかちょっと前ですね。いるって。
崩れたし。あら、
いや、いい。
Yeah, I mean, The thing with like really good players is that you often notice that they get quite frustrated when they aren't playing at their best, and I think that's something good because it really inspires you to like
それが分か
become
ってる
better. But well, it's frustrating.
ああ、そう。なんかマービンは青で止めるとバッテリーが出る。
青で止めるとバッテリーが出る。本当は紫で止めれば白が出るから、白で止めると青が出る。青で止めたら紫、紫で止めたら白、
つまり
白で止めたら青だ。
What? I have no idea what kind of witchcraft this is, but they're talking about like when Marvin is showing different colors. When Marvin, if you want shields, then you have to like use the Marvin machine when it's showing blue. But then when you want white stuff, you need to like click it when it's purple. I have no freaking clue what they're talking about. I'll have to Google this later.
バッテリーはアーマーもそうだけど、アイテム1個は
I can't hear what he's
捨て
saying.
る、武器1個捨てるから。
うまーい。
GG.
うめえわ。
Yeah, they're really good. Who won?
金さん。バケモンでくさ。
PewDiePie, Asahi, Tanuki. I've heard of them, but I'm not familiar of these peeps. But they're strong. Yeah, I mean, I like that the coach pointed out stuff that I didn't notice. Well, it would be weird if the coach didn't point out stuff that I didn't necessarily notice. I especially like the fact that he was talking about, you know, maybe do a later and wider rotation and, you know, stay on foot and be outside to stay alert and make better decisions rather than being inside.
パンチ入りが。
Because it's not you yourself who, well, it's not a game just about you. What about the damage graphs? Let's see. Right, they're team 20, right? Why is it not numbered by number? Oh, they're number 7 but team 20. Yeah, they didn't really get too much damage down either, which is kind of unfortunate. Well, it was a series of unfortunate decisions that they made, especially like at the start the looting went pretty well, but then their loot path was really weird, especially when they took the car and then they got hits and they couldn't like properly loot, and then it was like, okay, where to go from here? We're in the ring, and then we go into the like big dome world thing. I don't remember what it was called. Yeah, and then they got stuck in there.
でも言うて7位だったのか。
But by placements they did pretty well to come in number 7.
画像時増えた？
どうだろう、わかんない。
レオナちゃんは早めにとか18位だけど、私が死ぬ前にも画像時いたしな。
Yeah, I really like that we're getting so many new new names in here. Fubuki is playing, right? Toa, I believe she hasn't played before. Both of them from Hololive, obviously. Or not obvious if you don't know Hololive, I guess. I don't think Ritsuki has participated in an Apex tournament before. Nor do I think Setomiya-san has done that. So they're both from Nijisanji. Two more. This is not Pakel because Pakel is right there. Roberu, I believe, is also someone new who's participating together with Ichiro, is it? And then who more? Right, Kaida Haru is someone who hasn't participated before, I believe, from Nijisanji as well. Who more? I mean, there are a bunch of new ones that I don't know about. Nagao K, he hasn't participated before. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen. I'll be rooting for a lot of peeps.
増えるとガス落ち対決になる。
Right. This team I'm quite looking forward to seeing. Shion from Hololive, Nakiri Ayame from Hololive, and I believe that is Yorumi Rena. No, that's Yorumi Rena. Who's that then? Yomi. That might be someone who I don't know actually. JUP. Is that from... I'm not too sure actually. I'm afraid to say. Gambare, gambare. Let's see if they have some kind of review or like post-game review. Or maybe they'll just jump straight into the next one. I'm not too sure.
ですね。
But yeah, I feel like we've summarized
い
it
や、ピーキ
decently
持
well.
たなきゃよかったな。そういえば切り替えにしてから一回もピーキ使ってねえと思って前段外しちゃった。
そうだったね。なんか前段してたね。
そうそう。いやー、申し訳ねー。パンチ。
You said, yeah, I shouldn't have picked up the Peacekeeper maybe because I was playing decently bad with it. And also, sorry to let you down, but Riff shouldn't be sorry. I think
で
Riff
も
did
中に入る
her
こと
best
しか
she,
考え
she
てな
could
く
in
て。
that situation.
第一全然取れてない。申し訳ない。
全部お任せしてしまって申し訳ない。
いやいやいや。
And they're saying, yeah, sorry to if it's like leaving like the burden on you or leaving the hard stuff to you for us to for you to carry us. So I mean, there it's it's hard. It always feels like well, especially if you're playing with people you really get along with, you don't want to drag them down.
いやいやいや。
ことしかできないので。
いや全然全然。
考えなきゃいけないこと全部任せちゃってるから
それ。
でも
こっち
なんか
言われ
こっちが
た通りに
さそうどうにもできることじゃないのがめちゃめちゃ悔しいわ
なんか全然なんかもうここどうかなとか、
うんうん。
君がなんか黙ってとか言い始めたら適当にピコンとか多分めっちゃ気使わしちゃってると思うから君も。いやなんか。
No, so obviously I'm solo or I'll be soloing during the Spitting Bullets challenge, mostly, definitely at least. Then it's kind of like even more important that perhaps you use pings instead, or I use pings instead to try to communicate like what I want and stuff, especially because I usually mute my games or my teammates. Because I feel like in gold and platinum at least, I don't really have too much of a need for voice comms because one, Europeans aren't as talkative as people over in the US, and also usually when they talk, it's a lot of swearing and a lot of useless information and noise.
言ってほしいからここワンチャンいけんじゃねみたいなとか
オッケ
も
ー。
全然言ってくれて
まあ、そう
今
だね
そうウルト溜まってるからいけるよーとかやっちゃうみたいな
なんでまあディスコに貼ったやつがだいたいここが強いポジっていう感じになってるからもしそこが空いてるんであればでもし見えてるんであれば言ってあげた方がいいかもしれない。
Right, so now they're sorting out like communication problems, which I really like, because I feel like there was definitely problems of not saying what you thought, or perhaps not even thinking at all and leaving it to like other people and just like going on autopilot, which is definitely one of my big problems as well, where I sometimes go on autopilots. So I always try to be more aware of myself and what I'm doing and why I'm doing it, and is there something better that I could be doing versus like what I always do, because we usually just tend to do what we've always have done in these type of in like similar situations, and then it feels like you can never improve from that. So you really, and it takes a lot of brain power and it's exhausting to like not go on autopilots. But now they're saying like the coach is basically saying, so if you find some place to take or some place to loot, suggest it, see what the others think. If they agree upon it, then that's good. And so at least you have that type of communication, which was kind of lacking.
ここそうするとすごく
ときつ家多いけどみんな住んどる
So she said, yeah, there's a lot of houses and everyone, and there's a lot of people living in them, and I tend to agree. Yeah, that was.
そうなんよ。みんな住むんよ。
一回なんか横行こうとした時になんか今日なんか漁夫行こうって思った時なんか大体なんか解散しちゃってんだよな
Right, so when remember that rave portal, not the Endgame rave portal, but in the huts to try and third party by herself. So she said that okay, so that was actually trying to third party, and but then people scattered and things went south.
いやダウン入ってから行った方がいいかな。
確かに入ってなかったもんなさっき
Yeah, and also like don't first too much. That was like I feel like that was a big problem with mostly like the reason why she stepped down in the end game to try to first that guy with the gray shield. It didn't really make sense because she wouldn't have gotten any kill points from that. I don't think so, at least. And also you give up your height position, and you also lure Gibraltar to come down. It's kind of weird.
からこう解散できちゃうんだけど、もう
I also think like in that situation, Rafe as leader should be more shot calling, or should be like more bossy. But it's really hard to do, especially in like Japanese culture, to say like I want you to do this. Something that I loved seeing in what was it? The last VTuber tournament was actually Kuzuha taking on the role of shot caller. So it was Kuzuha and Kana, as well as who else was it? I don't remember. It wasn't from Niji Sanji. Now, obviously, the teams look very different. But Kuzuha, I believe, is still shot caller in the new team. He's with Fuaminato and Ebio. So that's gonna be exciting to see as
なん
well.
かもうドインファイしちゃうとできないんですよ、それが。そう
わ
で
かんね
それがあるのがもうだってダウン入った時が行こうってなるじゃん、大体みんな。ダウン入っ
So now he's talking about like you don't necessarily need to first. You can be satisfied with one down, because that becomes at times a domino effect of or snowball effect, where you down someone, other people see, oh, this team is downed, then you can back off, get a better position, and then, because people are going to want to have a piece of that cake if they see that some team is weaker. As in, like, oh, they have one down, or oh, they're trying to heal, or something like that. They'll jump on that opportunity, especially if they're good players.
入ってない時は遠距離打っちゃってる可能性が結構ある。やり合ってもね。
うーん
そうそう。だからそこのタイミングが結構重要。
うんうん
Yeah.
今が
むずい
Well, good job. お疲れ様でした。I look forward to seeing this team in tournaments. I think I'm not going to be reviewing these three people again for at least some time, because there are just so many players that, and I kind of want to review them before like the actual tournament happens. So that's and I also want to get a real healthy mix in there of people. So anyways, I hope you all really enjoyed this. I know it's been kind of ranty, and it's also been slightly messy in regards to you know, it's like half reaction, half like learning, half like VOD reaction, and then but I feel like I learned a lot, and I hope you guys did too, and I hope also that you really enjoyed this. And I'm going to be ending on notes that you know, if you are new to any of these VTubers, feel free to check them out, because this is technically not my content. With that said, and with that as a segue, if you would like to check out the Spitting Bullets challenge that I'm doing on stream on YouTube, then please feel free to do so. I have done them daily up until now, which is really not like too much, because I just started with it. But what's good about that is that you can then be here for the early journey, and we'll see where we can take ourselves. It's gonna be exciting, and also be ready for more of these to come out. And if you really like these, then make sure to let me know somehow. Comment, like, subscribe. Oh, and since, wait, I already talked about this, but donations are also much appreciated. I'm not gonna drag on any longer. I hope you really enjoyed this once again, and osuke, and bye bye. Bye.